We are back with Allison Fields, whose dog ate 4 pounds of kitty food, which is high in protein too, right? It's higher than dog food, but
I am surprised she didn't get pancreatitis because it's higher fat too.
It can happen. The phone line's open, 737-7587. Questions for Allison Fields. And next up on the horn is Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Hi. I've got a problem with my 8.5-year-old wired-haired dachshund. He's got serious skin issues, and now he's got a yeast thing going on. He usually gets it this time of year, and he's got it really bad in his mouth and throat like thrush. And I can't get him to drink the water, because every time he drinks the water, he hacks, and he hacks. And so he goes by the water, he looks at it, walks away. So I'm having to force water down him. It's very scary because I don't know what to do for him anymore. He's been on P.3.
Have you been?
Go ahead.
Oh, I don't know that I've ever seen a dog with a yeast infection in their mouth like thrush. So that's really A, interesting, and B, kind of concerning. Antibiotics are not going to help a yeast infection. So if it is yeast, probably an antifungal would do a better job at that.
Well, the problem with the antifungals, he was on Flagyl and Beres, and he can't handle it. It's too harsh for him.
Okay, neither of those are antifungals. Those are both antibiotics.
I know, and he tried them both. I had him on them for 2 or 3 days, and he kept throwing up. I can't do that. He makes him sicker than he was before.
So that's what I'm saying. Those are not antifungals. So if this is truly a fungal infection, it would be a different medication than that. Those are antibiotics, and if it's truly a fungal infection, we would need an antifungal. There are also injectable antibiotics that last for about 2 weeks. I guess.
So isn't the Flagyl an antifungal? I thought it was.
No, ma'am, it's an antibiotic.
Oh, good gravy.
Yeah, both of those, Beres and Flagyl, are antibiotics.
Which, at least that's good news in a sense from where you're coming from. As she said now, you should maybe try an antifungal.
I would confirm that it's not a dental infection. If it is, then maybe there's a different antibiotic that might be helpful. But if it's truly a fungal infection, then maybe an antifungal would be warranted. If he's not drinking at all, it sounds like there's a lot going on in his mouth, and you can either get a second opinion, or you could ask for a referral to a specialist. We have several specialty clinics in Nashville.
Well, the thing of it is, sweetie, I've already spent all my savings on him trying to find out his issues. He's been tested for Cushing's. I spent thousands on this baby, and I trying to make a better life for him the best I can.
Well, why don't you just either just talk to your vet and say that, and just confirm that it is a fungal infection, and if it is, maybe we need an antifungal. But there are antibiotics. There's an antibiotic injection that lasts for 2 weeks. It doesn't work for everything, and I haven't seen your dog, so I don't know if that would be the right spectrum of antibiotics, but you could definitely talk to your vet about that, because that way we won't have the GI upset that we're getting with the Flagyl and the Beres.
So when you said that it's a little unusual to have that in the mouth, the type of fungal infection,
people get thrush. Birds, I think, get thrush.
I was going to say, though, you hear about some of these unusual fungal growths sometimes when someone has an immune problem. I don't know if that would apply there, but frankly, you see these types of things with very unusual infections and things like that in AIDS patients, in humans. And I just don't know
if dogs don't have things that cause that.
I just didn't know if it could be an immune type of disorder or something like that.
Nick.
See, I mean, they call me in when you want to get. Well, apparently no one's figured this out yet. I'm kind of like Dr. House. Did you ever watch House, the TV show? I'm kind of like him. Even though I'm not a doctor, but I will throw things out of left field.
Vote it off the island first, Nick.
And I will bounce it off you. Well, I appreciate her frustration in having
absolutely.
spent that money. She's trying to do everything she can. I'm just trying to think of a way
I just think that
get an answer for her.
It's hard to. I'm not there. I don't know exactly what's going on, and sometimes things get lost in translation.
Sure.
But if it truly is a fungal problem, then we might need to try an antifungal.
Are those expensive?
Usually not.
Okay.
But it could be an infection that has a secondary effect of a fungal infection, and we have to get the infection taken care of. So she just needs to, talk to the vet. And, we, on a daily basis, understand that there are financial constraints and
Sure.
that we need to work with them. We don't know what those financial constraints are unless you tell us. And so our job is to tell you what the best option for your pet is. And if we come in and say it's probably going to be about $600, you just need to say, there's no way I can do that. I can do about $350. That's all I can do. And then we can make the best judgment for your pet with that amount of money. But what happens is people come in and we need to do some diagnostics, do some blood work and x-rays, and we do it. And then the people have no money left to treat the dog, but we didn't know that.
Meaning that you can figure out what they have, but there's no money for the treatment.
Right.
Yeah.
So if they can't treat the dog, that didn't help anybody,
Sure.
including the dog. So if that,
That's a good point.
we just need to know. And, just while we're on this topic, you guys need to treat your veterinarians nicer. I'm not kidding. The rate of veterinary suicide in this country, actually in the world, is astronomical, higher than any
Vet suicide?
other, yes,
I never heard
any
that.
other profession. Look it up. Compassion fatigue and hateful people. Vets went to school, and the average student loan for a veterinarian in this country is $200,000. Might be $175,000. Maybe it's $175,000. $175,000 that they borrowed so they could treat your dog. The average starting salary for veterinarians in this country, and this includes big cities like New York and LA and little bitty tiny towns, is about $65,000 to $70,000 a year. This may seem like a lot, but when you have a student loan that's $175,000, that's a very nice house payment. You also have to pay your rent. You have to have a car. Almost every veterinarian I know drives a beater. I mean, you have to pay for clothes. You have to pay for food. It is hard to survive as a young veterinarian with that much student debt. And you look at medical doctors, and their average starting salaries are about $150,000. So they're making twice what we're making. We're doing the exact same thing, if not more, because we're all of the medical doctors combined. But yet people come in and yell at us on the daily because we won't treat their animal for free. Do you go to Kroger and get to the front with a basket and you don't have enough money to cover everything? Do you start yelling at the clerk? Why can't you do this? You're just a cold, heartless you-know-what. You're just a money-grubbing you-know-what because you won't give it to... you don't do that at the grocery store. You put your food back. But yet people feel entitled to come in and be hateful to veterinarians.
Do you think part of the reason for that, I'm just curious, because I think you're right, and that's certainly wrong, but like a human, if you go to seek a doctor's care, now a lot of people can't afford medical insurance
but
anymore.
They don't get billed then.
No, they don't, and they go straight to an emergency room, and we have. I wonder if I know it comes out somewhere. I'm just wondering if people, when it comes to their pets, think, why can't this be like, if I'm really sick and I don't have any money, I go to the emergency room. Well, of course we all have to pick up that tab.
Right.
But there's nothing really like that.
There's nobody all to pick up the tab for your dog.
That's right.
And
so
just to lay it out there, pets are a luxury item. They are not a God-given right.
Yep.
They are not, only the people with a seeing eye dog, a service dog, or a seizure alert dog, a medical alert dog. Those animals, personally, I feel are a right to those people because they can't see without their dog, whatever. Other than that, there is nothing that says you deserve a dog. And I love dogs. That's what I do. But yet I go to work every day knowing that at least once a day someone is going to yell and cuss at me because they can't afford what I'm recommending for their dog. And I'm the bad one. So here's what I'm going to tell you. The more you do that, the fewer vets there will be because they will quit or they will kill themselves as they are doing. And then what's going to happen, you're going to have a smaller pool of vets. They're going to be more in demand, and their prices are going to go up because there's not enough time in the day to see them, so they can charge whatever they want. They're still not going to make that much money because we have to pay people, we have to pay the light bill, we have to buy, $200,000 x-ray machines, we have to buy blood work machines. You expect all of this, and we have to keep it there for you. So y'all, thank your veterinarian regularly. Don't yell at them. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and just ask yourself, would you do your job for free when you have to make a living? And so it's not like your animal's entitled to free medical care. It's not, but we wish it could be, but that's not the way it works.
Do we wish we could do that? Yes, but we can't.
We'll take a break on that note. Good little sermon there. We'll have more of your phone calls right after this.
It's been brewing for years.